put me in a better mood. I want to talk about somebody else that did something stupid. This fucking Lio Rush character. Have you heard about this?
Yeah. We talked about him a few weeks ago, or maybe a couple months ago on the show. He was the guy who did the, what was it? Was it a power bomb off he took a power bomb off the top of the ladder? Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, and a disclaimer, I do not know. If I've ever met Lio Rush, it would have been a handshake in a locker room in the last few years, and I can't imagine where that would have been. I know he's worked for Ring of Honor, but not when I was around. So I don't know this fucking guy. Don't have any opinion, positive or negative, except what I reads in the papers, Brian, right? And also the Emma, the girl in the WWE that just got released. I have never seen her work. I've never seen her on TV. I've never met her. I don't believe, unless it was at the Hall of Fame and she's one of the people I shook hands with, but I have no opinion formulated whatsoever. So I'm just looking at this on the outside. This fucking guy, and at first I didn't understand why it was a thing, because apparently this fucking Lio Rush tweeted, well, Emma got fired, and Lio Rush tweeted, well, I guess that's what happens when you're not ready for Asuka. Oscar, whatever Oscar Mayer, Oscar Mendoza, whoever the fuck it may be. The point is, I've never seen her either, so I don't give a shit about any of these people. I'm just reading this on the internet. I was like, well, but then come to find out, it was not. He was never in her or in any angle with her, right? He wasn't playing up any relationship to her that they'd had on television with Nana Boo or whatever. He was just some fucking flunky in NXT that made a comment about one of the girls on the main roster getting fired. So right there, you've got a level of stupidity that's, pretty remarkable in this day and age, right? But then it gets better because, and I guess it was a knock because right before they fired her, she had a rotten match with Asuka, right? Is this why he was knocking this?
Well, she had a match with Asuka where she got a lot of offense in, which is, somewhat questionable considering Asuka's brand new and she is a monster that they, that kills everyone.
And they're about to fire the other girl.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I didn't see the match, so I can't comment how the match was.
But regardless, I think, well, this guy's stupid because already people are starting to jump in. And I think, oh God, who was it? Somebody said, you ain't going to last long and with the Wolves in the locker room, kid, or whatever. Somebody from the main roster, maybe Bray Wyatt or whatever. But then come to find out it's the same goof, because I don't remember these people's names. When we show these goofy clips on the internet of, more people doing stupid shit. But this is the same guy, it was pointed out on one of the articles I saw on this, that took the sit-out power bomb off a ladder through a table. And not even just a 6-foot ladder, big ladder. Sit-out power bomb, folks, visualize this. Sit-out power bomb off a big ladder, through a table from some other outlaw mud show goof. And not only didn't sell it, but popped right back up and went roar, because it was his last night in the promotion and he wanted to get a big pop before he reported to work the next day for NXT. You fucking moron, you blithering idiot, you simpering simpleton, you fucking complete and utter abysmally ignorant, mentally handicapped, dwarf-minded goof. You not only did a move that exposed the business to be all horseshit and help kill the company that apparently you were saying sayonara to, but the day before you get the only chance probably at a paying job in this business that you will ever have, you take a bump like that to begin with. Good Lord, Brian.
Don't Brian me here. I have nothing to do with this.
The thing is, I used to love, when I was in the business, to be in the locker room with the boys, because if I was out in the building with the fans, they would have torn me limb from limb, right? Now, I can't stand to be around half of the wrestlers. I'm not talking about my contemporaries. I'm talking about the new crop. I just go to shows basically to hang out with the fucking fans, because there are more marks in the locker room now, apparently, than there are in and that's another thing. And I know, and Dave Meltzer hates this when people say marks. That's an outdated term. That's a derogatory term for wrestling fans. No, marks and fans are different things. And I think it's time somebody explained this. There can be smart fans and there can be smart marks. There can be wrestlers that are fans and there can be wrestlers that are marks. A mark can be on either side of the fucking aisleway, whether it be performer or patron in the wrestling business. Because a mark is somebody that, while they think they know what's going on around them, are completely clueless. Marks are people who think they are in command of their situation, but in effect are being played for patsies. Marks are people who have, they think, all the information that they need about a certain subject, and in reality, they are about to be fucking put down, fleeced, or otherwise shown up by somebody who's a real expert, and they don't know that yet. Marks basically can be on any side of this fucking equation. And if you not only, and then I saw a picture of this fucking guy. He's about 5 foot nothing and weighs 100 and sponge if he's wet. So if you are such a mark that you not only expose the business on your way out of a promotion that apparently, I guess, meant something to you or had helped you out in some kind of way, but then you take the most dangerous bump in the history of bump taking before you report to a job with the WWE. And then when you are a low man on the totem pole, you tweet a derogatory tweet to millions of people about somebody else that's actually been farther than you getting fired just because it pops into your head like a fart after a fucking burrito from Taco Bell. You're a fucking mark. And a lot of the people that think they know what's going on with and how the wrestling business has evolved and how we know better and y'all don't, and y'all are just jealous, and wrestling is our art and we want to fucking express it. Well, y'all are fucking marks too, because not only are you fucking deluding yourselves, but in the process, you're fucking putting the kibosh on other people's goddamn success in the wrestling business also. So anyway, that's why I like to hang out with the fans, not the marks.
When you
hang out with the wrestlers, not the marks.
When you started in Memphis or even in Mid-South, I know Bobby Fulton, I know you, but what percentage of the guys in the locker room were actually fans, would you say?
Well, in different ways, a great amount of them. I mean, look how Jerry Lawler got started.
Yeah.
Right? Bill Dundee, watched shit on television when he was a kid and saw how, the guys got women and everything. So even if you weren't a fan of wrestling, you became a fan of the guy's lifestyle that you wanted to emulate. Stan Lane loved George Catalina Drake, right? Bobby Eaton was such a fan. He was hanging around, the back door of the Huntsville Coliseum to set the ring up to get in for free because he didn't have $3. So, I mean, there were guys that fell into things the right way, or just the right things happened, and they fell into things without really being fans. But then some of them turned out to be, the Ernie Ladds of the world. They were good businessmen, so they understood the fucking idea. When you understand what the wrestling business is supposed to be about and how to get over in it and how to get it over, then you're smart to the business. And if you don't, you're a mark. And that applies to fans and to wrestlers.
And to Lio Rush.